bargain.
Right, it really is. But then all of a sudden, the question was, can he perform in the playoffs too? And again, he's starting to show that, especially like this postseason.
We joke that he's a bargain because Vladdy got $500 million. Soto and Ohtani both exceeded $700 million. So Aaron Judge at $360 million takes home his third MVP award. In the National League, shocker. I was stunned by this. Unanimous, Shohei Ohtani. That's how he wins MVP awards. Shohei gets it done. His fourth. That is now second most all time. Second only to Barry Bonds with 7. We'll talk more about him later in the show, but this was one there was no conversation. There was no discussion. Kyle Schwarber was a feel-good story at different points. Juan Soto had a great first year in Flushing, but in the end, Ohtani, being the unicorn that he is, prevails once again.
My goodness, we're running out of superlatives. I don't know what else there is to say other than this young man is the best athlete I've probably ever laid my eyes on. When you see what he does pitching, and it's something that we did. Me and Ryan understand what that day looks like and how tough it is to succeed at the big league level. And you also spend 50% of your time or more hitting, and you're the best hitter in the league. If he doesn't pitch an inning this year, he's still the MVP of the league. When he didn't have to pitch and was rehabbing from Tommy John last year, he did something in the game offensively we'd never seen in 50-50. Tell you this, we're buddies with Mark DeRosa around here, and he's talking a lot of Team USA. What they have over in Japan right now and sending these guys over here looking the way Ohtani, Yamamoto, Sasaki, Imanaga could go on and on. You better look out for Team Japan come March.
That second line right there, fourth unanimous. He's the only guy to ever play this sport with multiple unanimous wins. He's done it now in both the American League and the National League. And something that you guys touched on when we were getting ready for this show is that last year when he won the MVP, he did it while rehabbing the elbow injury.
I couldn't quite comprehend it. You're coming back from a major surgery, especially, TJ, and you're hitting at that level, not to mention the fact that, what did you do last offseason leading into last year? You knew he wasn't going to be on the mound, so what does he do? Gets a sprint coach, and he gets all of a sudden the stolen bags, gets 50 plus. Then this year comes into it, and you know what, too? Midway through this season, if you remember, when he was sort of slow playing, the pitch and coming back, he had this absolutely dialed in, planned out, being ready to be primed for. We talked about the postseason with some of these players, whether it be Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge. What about some of the performances he put up? But just the fact he can do it on the mound, averaging one of the highest fastballs in the game, the way he did that, and still putting up 50-plus home runs. That's unbelievable.
Imagine the separation. I think the separation would be Judge-like. When we talk about offensively, if Shohei Ohtani was only an offensive player, I think he would be as separate as Judge is from the rest of the class offensively, and I think that's same on pitching. If he was to only pitch, I think he would separate himself and just stack up Cy Youngs.
How about the NLCS clincher against the Brewers? 3 home runs, 10 strikeouts, something we'll never see again. Now, we've been doing this show a little bit now. I like putting together these boards. It's just something that I enjoy. This is something that struck me, right? So we now have 3 active guys that have won at least 3 MVPs. Mike Trout, we're going back all the way to 2016. Judge and Ohtani over the last 5 seasons. You look at the numbers, you look at the columns, and the first thing that jumped out to me, look at the disparity in home runs and RBIs for the Yankees captain.
Yeah, how about that? Aaron Judge, man. And again, you go to this, and I said this earlier on, when you are his size, his stature, and you can just have that easy swing and catch that 100 at the top of the strike zone, it's just so easy, especially in today's game, to lean into, you know what, I'm going to be an on-base machine, and I'm going to hit dingers. And he said it again, I love what he said, man, just pride himself on the fact he's a batting champion to go along with some of those off.
Can you imagine being at the general manager's meetings right now and knowing you have this guy on your team and nobody else in the league has any kind of production on paper, like what you should get in 26? That's who Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei, congratulations, a 4th MVP. This is something only Barry Bonds has done. What does this accomplishment mean to you?
今まで4度の MVP 取ったのはバリー・ボンズだけなんで。
そうですね、すごく非常に光栄ですし、さっきね、映ってるソト選手、シャーバ選手ももちろん素晴らしいシーズンだったので、そういうね、素晴らしい選手と競えたことがまず良かったなと思ってます。
Yeah, it's truly an honor. But before I say that, I wanted to just give a big shout out to Juan Soto and Schwarber. They had amazing seasons as well. And it was just great. They've obviously helped me bring the best out of me in competition.
Shohei, congratulations. I mean, what a year. You became a dad this year. You returned to pitching. You won the World Series. In your mind, what makes this year, 2025, so special for you?
そうですね、ワールドシリーズで勝ったのがまず一番自分の中で達成というか素晴らしい出来事だったなと思いますし、その最後の締めくくりとして自分自身のシーズンの MVP を取れたっていうのは非常に大きなことなので全ての人に感謝したいなと思ってます。
Yeah, the biggest thing is obviously being able to win the World Series. That's first and foremost. It's icing on the cake just to be able to get an individual award, being crowned the MVP. But I just really want to appreciate the support from all my teammates, everybody around me, my supporting staff.
Shohei, congratulations, man. Absolutely incredible what you're doing with the game, stuff that we've never seen before. And it's been a lot of fun to see. I want to know, as a hitter and a pitcher, because being a hitter obviously is one of the toughest things to do. I can't imagine being a hitter and a starting pitcher. For you, which routine is tougher for you, being as a pitcher or as a hitter?
どちらも同じぐらいもちろん難しいですし、今年はリハビリというか手術からTJ から開けて、ピッチングサイドのリハビリの年だったので、そこに一番、焦点を当ててたので、そこが一番、もちろん左肩の手術もあったんですけど、そこが一番難しかったところかなとは思いますし、そこかなと思います。
Yeah, they're both equally difficult. Being a hitter, obviously, being a pitcher. But I think this year, because I was coming off, was rehabbing from TJ. I also had my surgery on my left shoulder, so a lot of the focus was to be able to get back to the mound and be able to pitch. So I think in that sense this year the difficulty was more on the pitching side for this year.
Hey, Shohei, I'm not sure if you knew this, but only one other player had won back-to-back MVP awards while also winning the World Series. That was Joe Morgan about 50 years ago. What does that mean to you, to be not just the MVP 2 years in a row, but a world champion?
それはもうチームメイトのサポートもそうですし、コーチもそうですし、何よりねファンの人たちが僕がもし引退した先に、振り返った時に素晴らしい年だったよなって思う一つの年になるんじゃないかなと思うので、ドジャースのファンの人たち、チームメイトすべての人たちにとって素晴らしい1年だったなと思ってます。
Yeah, I mean, again, it was a great year. Like I said, I very grateful to my teammates, the coaching staff, but not only them, the fans. The fans were the ones who really rooted us on, supported us. I think after I retire and I do look back at these special years, I can definitely say the fans played a big part in the support.
All right, Shohei, thank you so much. Are you going to get extra treats at Decoy or what?
Yeah. He was barking.
That is a well-behaved dog. Great stuff, Shohei Ohtani. Congratulations, a remarkable season. The 4-time MVP.